Peace and greetings, peace and greetings. It is your girl Sunshine here. And on this lovely live, which is being pre recorded, I am going to be discussing spirit, ego, frequency slash vibration, whichever you want to refer to it as, ego death. We're going to talk about all of these things because I was having a conversation with my friend this evening. And after that conversation, I got in the shower and I started getting all these downloads, and it was due to something that was said within our conversation, which is also something that I have been told in the past, and several times, I guess. Like, well, I wouldn't say several, like a few times I've been told this. And so the spirit felt it necessary that I get on this contraption and I explain this, I break this down. So this is what this is. This is just simply an explanation of spirit, ego, and frequencies. And it's going to be like a simple breakdown of all of the above. Well, to start it off, I want to tell you all what the conversation of the portion of the conversation was, which was what sparked this and sparked the downloads in the first place. So we're having a conversation and we were talking about music actually, and I was explaining to her about a new group, and I was talking about frequencies and moods and just expressing, my opinion and my feelings on this. And she was telling me her opinions and her feelings on it. Well, in explaining something to her, I think if I'm recalling it correctly, I said something along the lines of, I think I said, this is just me trying to remember, of something about not being on the same frequency. And she stopped me and she said, I have a way, she's telling me, she said, you have a way of explaining or saying something into where when you're talking about frequencies, it makes it seem like I'm a, no, she said, it makes it seem like I'm beneath you. And of course, I received that. I received that she felt that way because her feelings are very valid in that. However, that was not my intention. And I did apologize for it, and I will apologize for it again. And I will also issue an apology to whomever else I have made feel this way, because that is totally not my intention. It's not my intention for several reasons. Well, one is I operate in the spirit. And I actually went to Google because I wanted to be textbook correct. So I went to Google and I looked up the definition of, you know, spirit and ego and all of that. And I think I looked up, dang, I can't even remember what is exactly I Googled, but this is what I came up with. Oh, okay, I got it. It was ego. I looked up ego because what the spirit was telling me once I got in the shower and started getting all these downloads, and they were like, because I honestly, I felt some type of way about that. And when I say I felt some type of way, I didn't feel any kind of like the nerve of her to say this. No, I didn't feel that. I felt bad. I actually felt horrible because I don't want to come across like that. I never want to make anyone feel like I feel like I'm above them or like they're beneath me or something like that. I totally, and I'll get into it a little bit later on why I don't feel that way, but that's never my intention. So again, I want to issue the apology to her and issue an apology to anyone who I have made feel that way, because that's totally not my intention. But I looked up the definition of ego, and this is what the definition that Google told me. It says the spirit is that of us connected to the unity of all. That is the spirit, which means you operate in oneness. You don't operate to where you're like always me. It's always us, a unity, a unified feeling of oneness. And it says the ego is that of us concerned with our separate individual life, which that means that this is how she said this. It makes it seem like I'm beneath you. With That's a feeling, that's actually a feeling of it's connected to that of ego. And that, when I say ego, it's not saying that that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. So I'm not saying like that's some ego shit. No, I'm not saying that. I don't want that to be taken out of context in no way. That's just what the definition of what they're telling me it is, and what Google is saying what it is. So it says the ego is not, okay, hold on, because my lights is not bright enough. My bad, y'all. It says the ego is not the spirit's enemy. So the ego is not the spirit's enemy, but it says the ego is its child. The ego is a formation of the spirit necessary to individualized existence. So ego is necessary if you're living in an individualized existence, which is, it's not. Again, I feel like I have to reiterate this, and I'll probably say this over and over again. It's not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just saying that when you live an individualized existence, then you operating in an ego. When you live a existence of oneness, when you're one with like the universe, and you kind of feel like connected to humans, animals, everything, spirit, you're, that's oneness. So that's outside of ego. And what actually happens, and what I've gone through, is what is called an ego death, in which that means that I just don't operate in a form of I'm thinking me, me, me. So where I understand where she says, where this makes me feel like that you're saying that like I'm beneath you, I don't feel that way. It's simply like we're on, if I talk about it as in like a radio station, it would be like you're on this 106, I'm on 110 or 112 or something like that, because we have, it is going up in the evolutionist, you are going up, you're evolving. So you are going up in frequency, but it does not mean that you are necessarily better. It just means you're on a different channel. You're on a different station where I'm tuned into, and I won't go too deep into it, where I'm on a frequency where I'm tuned into a lot of spirit. I'm very in tuned and aware, where you might be on a frequency to where you're not as in tuned to the things that I'm in tuned in into, and other people who are on that frequency. And we're all on different frequencies. I don't even know if any two people are on the same at the same time. And it could be, I just don't know to speak to that right now. But it would just be like the same as like if when you're in grade school, and maybe, or high school, and let's use that for an example. When you're in high school, well, you have your seniors, you have your freshmen, you have your sophomores, and it actually goes in freshman, sophomore, senior. Well, people who are on a higher frequency, they will be considered like your seniors. And it doesn't mean that you're not ever going to get to that grade. You're just not in the same grade. And even when I'm saying this, I feel like that it's still going to be taken out of context. But please understand that is not the intention. It's not to ever say that one is better than the other. They're just different. They're just different. And there are some people who may feel like that one is better. But when I hear that, and this is not to make my friend feel a certain type of way. This is not to make anybody else who have said the same thing to me, because that's why I'm addressing it in the first place, because that's not the first time it has been said to me. I even when it's not said to me verbally, it's said to me because I read people, and even when I'm speaking to people, and I say certain things, I can feel that they're feeling this type of way, and I don't want people to feel that type of way. It actually, here recently, I actually, for the first time, I felt like lonely, and I expressed that here recently, that for the first time, I felt loneliness. And I normally don't feel lonely, but the reason why I felt lonely is because I feel when I'm talking, sometimes when I'm speaking, when I'm expressing myself, I can just get in deep and in conversation. And the way I'm speaking, the things that I'm talking about, I can see or even feel in people's energy if I'm just like on the phone with them, or whatever. Like I can sense when they are not in tune to what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is sounding crazy or far fetched, or even sounding like I'm lying. Like this, I can feel that. So, and for the first time, like I said, I felt lonely. So all of this is why I'm explaining this, and it's because I never want anyone to think or feel like I feel or think that I'm better than anyone. I don't operate in that. I just don't. I don't want to be better than anyone. I just want to be me. And where I am, and I'm feeling that, I have a I have an assignment, and it's not even that I feel this way. I know this. I have an assignment. So I have a job to do. And because I'm aligned with that and I know it, I have a responsibility to stick with it. And I do care about everyone. I care about everyone and everything, probably more deeply than people would think that I should, and deeper than people know. I have a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I'm not the only one. I'm speaking to I, as in we, as in the collective of my frequency of people, my channel, my station, my streaming network. Like I have a lot of responsibility on me, but it can be lonely. It can be lonely because we have to, and I don't want to get emotional, and I feel myself doing that, but we have to understand that people are going to feel this way. People are going to feel this way because when you still operate in ego, you are individualized, as the definition that Google says. You feel individualized to where you feel like this makes me feel this way, and those feelings are valid. They are valid. But when you operate in the spirit, oftentimes you're not thinking of, I'm better than you, you're beneath me. We don't feel that way at all. We feel like we're one, and where we have a responsibility, as I do, is to help people evolve. It's a hard job. It's a frustrating job. I take it seriously because I know the importance of it. But the frustrating thing about it is we do have to deal with people who have not gone through or may not ever go through the ego death. And so they don't quite see it on the same way we do. They're not on that page of the book yet. They're not on that chapter. And so these conversations like I'm having right now, they're necessary. And I said it 2024, I'm not explaining nothing. Whatever you feel, that's I agree. That's whatever. I even said I'll sign it. Give me a piece of paper. I'll write it down and sign it. But in this case, I can't do that because I do not. I have a responsibility to take in account what people feel when I'm saying things. I have to take into account that if I made you feel this way, I don't want to make you feel this way. Life is about intention. Whether you're manifesting or whatever, it's all about intentions. And if my intentions are pure, I have no choice but to say what I'm going to say, but I can't control how someone else perceives it. I can't argue with your feelings. I love you, and this is everyone. This is me talking to the collective. I love you. And which is why I have made the sacrifices in my life that I have to. And when I say sacrifices, you don't understand. Like, I really, really have sacrificed a lot to be on this path, to coach. I'm trying desperately to make this my main focus because I know the big priority I have in this, and I don't take it lightly, this responsibility that I have. And opening myself up like this on a platform, I really, really don't like to do. But I feel it necessary, and I feel when the spirit says, hey, look, you need to explain this. This needs to be broken down in this way. People need to not feel this way. If they're going to feel that way, that's okay. But we need for the people to understand the true meaning of things. So to sum it up, I'll bring it back to this, to the point. To say that I or someone is on a higher vibration, we're vibrating higher, or someone is vibrating at a lower vibration or frequency, however, whichever term you want to use, same thing. It is not saying that one is better than the other. It is not saying that one is above or one is beneath. It is simply saying that you're just on different pages of the book. You're in different grade levels. You're in different radio stations. You tuned into different frequencies. And so know that, and this is actually, whew, y'all opening me up real bit. Y'all opening me up right now. Okay. This message is straight from the spirit. This is not me. This is myself aside. This is straight from the spirit. I'm going to speak what I hear. Know that we love you all. And when we place people in front of you that know different things, a different way, a way to evolve, a way to become different, a way to bring things into existence, a path of healing, which all leads to better, bigger. Know that this is us. Don't hold them accountable for what we put in them. Know that we love you. We're here for you. Everyone, anyone can tap in, but it takes these steps to go through these different paths, these steps, these ego deaths, these different steps. Again, different steps to get to where you are open enough to be on the receiving end as the individuals are. Do the work, do the work, do the work, do the work. We love you. We love you. We love you. Whew. Okay. And I gotta post this. I gotta post this. I don't think I've ever. Ooh, I'm emotional. I don't think I've ever posted anything channeled like that before. I know I've been, the people who know me know that this happens to me, but I don't think I've ever posted anything like that. So for anyone who might think I'm crazy, your thoughts are valid. Think what you think, but know that I am who I am, and I'm on an assignment, and I'm not letting. And I love you as they love you. I love you, and I mean spirit, source. They love you, and we love you. And love on each other and love yourself. And with that all being said, I hope you take this and receive this. And again, I want to issue apologies to anyone who has felt that I have made them feel like I'm above and they're beneath. That is never my intention. That is never my intention. I don't operate on that level. I am all about us. And I'm all about getting us to where we need to be if I can do my little small part to doing so. And again, I'll say I love you and gratitude for listening. All this 20 minutes. Oh, child, I think this is probably the longest live I've done. But y'all, have a good one. Until next time, this is your favorite Sunshine.